Hi everyone, Layo here. Welcome to Beyond Beauty, the real talk on beauty business. Today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic, late cancellations and no-shows. As a beauty girl in myself and also the founder of Splice, this is one of the big problems that I hear beauty businesses talk about all the time. And so I figured, well, let's talk about it and talk about it with a beauty business owner who can give us real insights and knowledge on how she handles it and has handled it. So today we have Cynthia, the founder of Beautish, here with us. Hi, Cynthia.
Hi, Layo.
So tell us a bit more about yourself before we then dive into this topic.
Okay. Hi, I'm Cynthia, the founder of Beautish. We specialize in beauty enhancements like semi permanent makeup and lash extensions. I'm very passionate about helping women feel confident and beautiful. And I'm very excited to be here to, share my experience so far and how far I've come. Yes.
Thank you for that, Cynthia. All right, so let's dive into this topic. All right. So I can only imagine the frustration that comes
Mm-hmm.
with creating time, setting up your space, and then a client doesn't show up or they just cancel very
Mm-hmm.
late. So talk to me about maybe one experience that you remember.
Okay, I would say for now I've not really experienced issues with no shows or cancellations. We have when I first started out, it was very very frustrating. As in, it felt like when you fix a date with someone
Mhm.
and then the person literally starts you
Oh,
like
yeah.
it was really really demotivates you. It just makes you question a lot of things like, oh, why am I here? Why did I start this? Why am I doing this? So the first, I think I experienced the first experience I had that was really, really devastating was a certain client booked an appointment. Okay, first off, before my first year in business,
And
I
how long have you
wasn't
been in business?
3.5 years.
Okay.
That's this business. I've been in the beauty business for over 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but for the semi-permanent
Permanent.
makeup, yes, I've been there for 3.5 years. And my first year, I did not live close to my studio.
Mm.
So sometimes I had to drive like an hour,
Mm.
20 minutes to get to my location
On time.
on time, to be on time before the client gets there. Do you
Mm.
get? So imagine doing all these things, leaving my house. I'm a mom as well, so leaving my kids and then set up the tools. Even sometimes you have to block out clients, other clients that would like to maybe take the same sport or something, and
Yeah.
then a certain client booked, and so okay, she and her sister booked, and I left my location, went to the studio, set up, got everything ready. I even called them in the morning, like, oh, hi, my name is Cynthia. I would like to confirm your booking, blah, blah, blah. And they said, oh, yeah, 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 we're coming, we're coming, we're coming. I said, yeah, fine. We got there. I got to the studio. I waited for like 30 minutes past the appointed time, and she just stopped picking my calls.
Oh, wow.
I kept calling, no response. And then I think 30 minutes later, or sorry, an hour later, she sent a message saying, oh, hi, I'm sorry, can we reschedule for another day? Or she just gave one flimsy
Excuse.
excuse that was not, you know. And in my head, I'm like, you'd have just told me the fact that I called you like an hour before your appointed time. I mean,
Yeah.
so another time was when a client booked an appointment and I called her 30 minutes before the appointment. Hi, ma'am. My name is normally we do like an 24 hours, like that, like that. So, hi, ma'am. How are you doing? My name is Cynthia. She's like, oh, really? Is it today? I just woke up. Can it be by 12 o'clock? Can it be by can maybe let me just check my schedule and see what works. It's just eyebrows now.
Oh,
So when she said it's just eyebrows
eyebrows
now,
now.
like I just shook my head and that was it.
Yeah. That, yeah, wow. And
Yes.
hearing it from a
Mhm.
beauty business owner's POV is different
Mhm.
because I'm a beauty consumer myself. So like
Yeah.
there've been times that I've been guilty of, canceling late or like
Mhm.
not showing up. So but hearing it
Yes.
from your POV definitely like
Mhm.
puts things in context. So like what are some of the reasons that you think people cancel late or just don't show up at all?
Hmm. I would say, um, for me, trust.
Mm,
Yes. I feel like as a business owner, as a beauty business owner, the first thing you need to do is build trust. And the first year of the business is usually not very easy because you have to do a lot, portfolio, build your brand, put yourself out there.
mm,
So many people lack trust, and people listen to, when it comes to making decision making, sometimes they may message this person, maybe they may are messaging beauty, they're messaging another person,
mhm,
messaging this other person, so it's hard to make a choice. So that way they may book an appointment with you, but one grandma from somewhere can just come and say, oh, no, 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 don't use this person, use me, use the person I use, or use,
mm,
it's just a lot of. So for me, I would say trust. And another reason is accountability. I feel like a lot of people are not accountable when it comes to services.
yes,
They just see it like, oh, this, when I have time,
I'll
I'm
do it.
gonna come for
Yeah,
this, or when I it's not worth my time.
yeah.
Yes. So
I agree. And when I hear accountability, what I hear is, um, people like, so there's, when you value something, you
mm-hmm.
will show up,
Of
right?
course.
Or when you value the person's time, you
Mm-hmm.
will show up.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there's, and because I'm also a beauty consumer myself,
Mm-hmm.
um, sometimes people actually just forget. There have been times where I've made an appointment to go do my nails,
Mm-hmm.
maybe like 2 weeks in advance, and no one sent me a text message or
Mm-hmm.
called me. And then maybe like an hour like before my appointment, or 30 minutes before, they're like, "Oh, are you coming?" I'm like, "Oh, I forgot because I did not remember." Right.
Of course.
So
Mm-hmm.
yes, I know that people are badly behaved sometimes, but
Mm-hmm.
also I think that, there's, I think, structure or processes that we can put in place to help, you know, save your time and save your money, but then also
Mm-hmm.
ensure that the customers, like you said, stay accountable and respect your time, and all of those beautiful things. So I was reading a stat somewhere that said that, beauty businesses, salons, or studios
Mm-hmm.
lose about, I think, $67,000 a year to no shows.
Mm.
If we're to do that in Naira, I think that's a lot of money, Sha. That's a lot of money.
I agree.
So, what are some of the impacts, that late cancellations and no shows, have on the business?
It has a huge impact for the level at which we have gotten to right now in my business. We have people that are readily available,
Mm,
maybe on a wait list, waiting to get a spot. And imagine me giving you a time.
mm,
Hi, Layo, you have an appointment with me for 10 a.m. on
mhm,
Monday. And I had like two other people waiting to get that slot. So when you don't show up, and I had already
Prepared for me.
prepared for it, I've turned those people down because of you. So it's more like you broke my heart.
Mm,
Do you understand? Like you shattered my heart. You did not value my time.
mm,
But I understand that. I also understand that there are emergencies, or
absolutely.
there may be emergencies where
Absolutely.
people maybe experience something, maybe on the day of the appointment, sometimes even 30 minutes before the appointment. That is understandable. So emergencies happen, and we understand that. But at the same time, we've given like
Grace periods and stuff like
grace
that.
periods. We have grace periods, 30 minutes grace periods, for
Oh, that's
example.
very nice.
We even have an option where you can reschedule.
Okay.
And in all honesty, I do not like to take anybody's money.
Mm.
So sometimes I even allow you reschedule up to 3, 4 times.
Oh, wow.
Do you understand? But I've noticed that with clients that have tried to reschedule once, cancel again, reschedule twice, 3 times, sometimes I just, no,
Yeah.
it has to stop.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah. And I
Mm-hmm.
like that, you've acknowledged that emergencies happen. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we know that there's still real life consequences to the business
I
when
agree.
there is late cancellations or no show. You're losing money. Like you said in your
Mm-hmm.
example, if you've given me a slot, then I cancel, but then the other three people who wanted that slot, that's money that's gone from your pocket,
Of
right?
course. Mm-hmm.
And then there's also, um I don't want to call it wasting, but like, your time and resources,
Of
is
course, that's
also
very valid.
impacted.
Mm-hmm.
and just like disruption to your schedule and your workflow.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you're very, very big on like your
Mm-hmm.
scheduling.
I am. I don't play with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Okay, so what are some of the processes that you've put in place to try to mitigate or cut down on your late cancellations and no shows? And fun fact, one reason why I wanted Cynthia on this show is because Cynthia is like one of very few business owners here that stands 10 toes down on her processes, and she'll talk about them now. And it's very refreshing to see a business owner who values her time, but also values her customers as well, and is very dedicated to, wanting to give great service at every point. So, Cynthia, tell us about some of your processes.
Okay, the first thing I did was I implemented the deposits. That was the first thing. And then before you even book an appointment with us, for me, the first thing you need to do is to go through our policy. We have a policy, we labeled everything one by one. So I try as much as possible not to book clients myself. So
Mm,
when you say, oh, hi, Beautish, um, I would like to book an appointment for lash extensions or for semi-permanent brows or for lip blush, first thing we have a step by step, like a four-step procedure, first step that you would take to before you can book an appointment with us. So the first step is ensure you go through our booking policy, and for the type of business we run, we have pre and post care instructions.
yeah.
So we just put it like step one, policy, step two, step three, book, step four, make a deposit.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make that deposit for me because your time is valuable to you,
Mm-hmm.
same as me.
Mm-hmm.
You can't waste my time because you want to patronize the brand,
Mm-hmm.
because I have other things I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
We have currently we're a team of six. We have people we're paying salaries. We have
Mm-hmm.
just everything should be arranged. And I do not like to be in a hurry, because the kind of business we run, we should never be in a
All
hurry.
right.
It
Yes.
should be tailored according to the time slots. So the deposit was number one.
Mm-hmm.
We started with I think it was about 20% of the total fee, and then you pay the balance after
Upon
your
completion.
procedure.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the first thing we did. We also had cancellation policies as well, where if you need to cancel, you have to give us at least a 48 hours notice to before you do that. And then you also have an option to reschedule another day for another day. And yeah, I think those were the things
Yeah.
we
And I
put in
think those are
place.
very impactful processes, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
like that from the jump you have your policy, your booking policy, your canceling policy, you also have deposits. And I want to dive into that in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you also send out automated reminders
Reminders,
that go out to
yes.
customers.
So automatically when you before we join Splice, automatically when you book, the first thing you get is your notification. 24 hours before your appointment, your notification is coming again with the service, the location, the
Details.
cost, everything. Then an hour before, you have your notification. Then 30 minutes, we call you. So we have email notifications, text messages,
Mm-hmm.
and then phone call. So even if you say, oh, I did not check my mail,
With
you
SMS.
you receive the SMS, or
I
oh, I did not see the
yeah,
text message. A
I'm gonna
call
call
is
you.
waiting for you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So for me, it just makes our life easy.
Absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. And so there's a common misconception here that, if you charge a deposit
Mm-hmm.
or if that's one of your policies, that
Mm-hmm.
customers will not show up and customers will not come to you. How so when you first started charging deposit, or
Mm-hmm.
rather, what made you say, you know what, we have to charge deposits moving forward? And then when you started to charge it, like what was the, I guess, reception from customers, and how did you navigate that to where now you're comfortable charging with your full chest the deposits?
Okay, for me, charging deposits was the easiest way for me to carve my niche.
Mm,
It was that easy for me. Because I don't see any reason why I've put my portfolios out there, put in pictures, videos, There's a physical address, phone, there's a contact number. We reply to DMs typically within 30 minutes
Mhm.
maximum. Do you know? So clients that refused to pay deposits were the stressful clients. They were the ones
Mm.
that did not value your time. They didn't value they didn't know the value of your
The
service, the
service.
service you rendered, and it was easy. But what I noticed that I didn't even have a lot of people complain about it because my clients, they were very okay with it. And yeah, that was it. The good ones, the ones that wanted our services, did not have an issue with paying
Yeah.
deposit because people even make deposits all the way from the US, from
Wow.
Europe.
Yeah.
I had something happened recently where I think a client message from you, she a message from the US, and she was like, "Oh hi, I would like to book an appointment, but I want to pay cash or something something." I said, "Oh, we require a deposit
Mhm.
before you book an appointment." She was like, "So what do you do for clients that don't live in Nigeria? Must everybody live in Nigeria? I don't have a bank app." I said, "Oh, we use Lemfe.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know
Yeah,
this
in Elephant,
lemonade.
yeah.
Everybody uses like
She's
I've
like,
never
"Don't
had
worry,
any
we
like
got you."
and 80% of my clients don't even live in Nigeria.
Yeah,
When I say it, people don't believe it, but 80% of my clients don't live here. So if they can make out time to make deposits, the ones that don't have access to maybe
yeah.
Lemfi or what they do is they have family members that can easily just send 20K,
Okay,
30K, 50K, and then when they come on the day of the appointments,
the
they
balance.
pay the balance. So for me, I would say it gives you peace of mind knowing that your people understand your time and the
Mhm.
value you give.
Awesome. I really
Mhm.
like that. Because I also believe very strongly that when one, the people that will pay the deposits are the serious people,
Of course.
but then also when you set out rules for your business or for actually
Mhm.
anywhere, as long as you're able to like stand behind those rules, people will fall in line.
Align.
And those that want to, not be a part, those are not your customers.
Mhm.
Like they don't value
They
your
do not.
service. And
Mhm.
it's okay. Like you can't cater to everybody.
100%.
Yeah. So like what would you advise like um beauty business owners right now who are considering, charging a deposit, but they are afraid or they have concerns and how like what would you tell them?
For me, I use a very friendly language.
Yeah,
I'm very calm when I speak, and I don't make it look like I'm forcing you or rude or customer experience is like
important.
is very important for me. So when I calm down, take a deep breath, explain everything to you that, oh, the reason why we chat, we've had a couple of clients ask those questions. Why do I have to pay before I come in? I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know if I would like the brows. I don't even know if I would like the lashes. I'm like, there is no way. We communicate every process
Yeah,
from the moment you walk in to doing, even at some point, we do one eye, show you one eye, just to avoid any form of corrections, any form of, dissatisfaction.
passion.
So if I can take my time to explain that to you and you're still not convinced, then I mean the fact that a client can buy a bag from
Mm.
maybe a Gucci bag worth thousands of dollars without even seeing the company, or
Yeah,
people buy things online
yeah,
and they pay in full.
yeah.
So why
That's true.
don't you trust my business? I
Especially
have
when you have your
do you
portfolio, you
understand? We
have your
have a
Instagram page,
portfolio, we have Instagram, TikTok, Snap, we are everywhere.
you have
We
user,
have, we
yeah.
respond to messages, we take calls, we have a physical address. Some clients that are in doubt, sometimes I've had a client say, "Oh my God, I'm not paying a dime. People have
Mhm.
taken my money. I'm not paying a dime. I need to come and see you first." And you're welcome. My hands are wide open for you. Do you
Yeah,
understand? So I just feel like I've tried my best and
yeah.
I cannot please you
Yeah, I like
anymore.
that. I like that. So what I'm hearing is that obviously like you take trust very seriously. You do
Mhm.
everything to build trust. You are very big on customer satisfaction.
Mhm.
And then, you yourself, your, I guess, your worth and you know what your business is about.
Mhm.
And you communicate that to your clients in a very
Of
friendly
course.
manner.
Mhm.
Awesome. All right. So what would you advise, like, other beauty business owners that are navigating, this problem?
For me, I would say it's good to implement policies that would guide your booking process. If a client leaves because of deposits, the client was not serious anyway.
Mm,
So
fair enough.
you're running a business. not a hobby. So, so for me, it's a very easy, an easy way to carve your niche, like
Yeah.
niche down, and yeah. And also, it's very important to use booking systems that can help you, secure deposits without having to send them manually, or booking system like Splice. That was the main reason why we joined Splice, because I noticed that I also had an issue up until last year with securing deposit, because we're doing deposits like manually, but immediately we joined Splice, it was more like, yes, make your deposits. You can't even book without your deposit. So yeah, that's just it. Make your life easy. It's not that hard. Please.
Make your life easier. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Cynthia. I really
Thank
appreciate you coming
you.
in and sharing some of your thoughts and your
I'm
knowledge with
happy.
us. And that's a wrap on today's episode on Beyond Beauty, the real talk on beauty business. I hope you all found this conversation super helpful and insightful. Please keep the conversation going and follow us on Instagram and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you in the next episode. Bye.